Hi everyone. Welcome back to Etymology Explorer. Here is your daily dose of etymology in 9 minutes. Etymology of the days of the week. The names of the weekdays in English have their origins in a mixture of Latin, Greek, and Germanic traditions, largely influenced by mythology and astronomy. They stem from the 6 classical planets: Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn, plus Sun, and the gods associated with them. The Germanic peoples adapted the Latin system by substituting their own deities. The cultural significance of the weekday names has evolved over time, reflecting ancient beliefs, religious influences, and linguistic changes. In this video we will also explore how different cultures have viewed these days and how their meanings have shaped traditions. Here's a breakdown of each day's etymology. Sunday. Origin, from Old English Sunnundag, sun's day, which comes from Latin dies solis, day of the sun. Meaning, named after the sun, which was considered a celestial body of great importance. Journey. Latin, dies solis. Old English, Sunnundag. Middle English, Sonday. Modern English, Sunday. Ancient significance. In many ancient cultures, the sun was a supreme celestial body, often worshipped as a deity. The Romans dedicated this day to Sol Invictus, unconquered sun, a major deity in their pantheon. Christian influence. With the spread of Christianity, Sunday became the Lord's Day, dies Dominica in Latin, and a day of worship and rest. Cultural practices. Many Western nations observe Sunday as a day of rest and religious observance. In some Slavic languages, the name for Sunday means no work, Niedziela in Polish, resurrection in Russian. Monday. Origin, from Old English Monandig, moon's day, derived from Latin dies luni, day of the moon. Meaning, named after the moon, often linked to femininity and cycles. Journey. Latin, dies luni. Old English, Monandig. Middle English, monadary. Modern English, Monday. Ancient significance. The moon was often associated with femininity, mystery, and cycles of time. Many lunar deities, such as the Greek Selene and the Roman Luna, were honored on this day. Cultural practices. In many cultures, Monday is seen as the first workday of the week and often associated with a slow, tired start, for example, Monday blues. In Hindu tradition, Monday, Somvar, is dedicated to Shiva, who is often depicted with the moon on his head. Tuesday. Origin, from Old English Tuesdag, named after the Norse god Tyr in Old Norse, the god of war and sky. This parallels the Latin dies Martis, day of Mars, as Mars was also a war god. Meaning, named after or Tyr, the Germanic counterpart to Mars. Journey. Latin, dies Martis. Old English, Tuesdag. Middle English, Tuesday. Modern English, Tuesday. Ancient significance. Mars, the Roman god of war, was honored on this day, and the Germanic peoples associated it with Tyr, a Norse war god known for his bravery. Cultural practices. In Romance languages, Tuesday retains the reference to Mars, for example, Martes in Spanish, Mardi in French. In Hinduism, Tuesday Mangalva is dedicated to Lord Hanuman and Mars, Mongol, and people observe fasts for strength and protection. Wednesday. Origin, from Old English Wodenstag, named after Odin, the chief god in Norse mythology. This corresponds to the Latin dies Mercurii, day of Mercury, as Odin was associated with wisdom and travel, similar to Mercury. Meaning, named after Odin, the god of wisdom, poetry, and war. Journey. Latin, dies Mercurii. Old English, Wodenstag. Middle English, Wednesday. Modern English, Wednesday. Ancient significance. Mercury was the Roman god of communication, commerce, and travel. The Germanic equivalent, Odin, was the god of wisdom and magic. Cultural practices. In many languages, Wednesday references Mercury, for example, Mercredi in French, Miércoles in Spanish. In Hindu tradition, Wednesday, Budvar, is linked to the planet Mercury, Bud, associated with intellect and business. Thursday. Origin, from Old English Punrisdig, Thor's Day, named after Thor, the Norse god of thunder, equivalent to the Latin dies Iovis, day of Jupiter, since Jupiter was the Roman god of thunder. Meaning, named after Thor, the god of storms and strength. Journey. Latin. Dies Iovis. Old English. Punrisdig. Middle English. Thursday. Modern English. Thursday. Ancient significance. Jupiter, the Roman god of thunder and the king of gods, was honored on this day. The Norse equivalent was Thor, god of thunder and storms. Cultural practices. Romance languages retain the reference to Jupiter, Jueves in Spanish, Judy in French. In Hindu tradition, Thursday, Guruvar, is dedicated to Brihaspati, Jupiter, the guru of the gods. Friday. Origin, from Old English Frigdig, named after the goddess Frigg, or possibly Freya, associated with love and beauty. This corresponds to Latin dies Veneris, day of Venus, the Roman goddess of love. Meaning, named after Frigg or Freya, goddesses of love and fertility. Journey. Latin. Dies Veneris. Old English. Frigdig. Middle English. Friday. Modern English. Friday. Ancient significance. Venus was the Roman goddess of love, beauty, and fertility. The Norse goddess Frigg, or possibly Freya, had similar associations. Cultural practices. Romance languages retain the Venus connection, Viernes in Spanish, Vendredi in French. In Islamic tradition, Friday, Jumu'ah, is the holiest day of the week, with congregational prayers held in mosques. In many cultures, Friday is associated with love, leisure, and the anticipation of the weekend. Saturday. Origin, from Old English Saturnestig, derived directly from Latin dies Saturni, day of Saturn. Meaning, named after the Roman god Saturn, associated with time and agriculture. Journey. Latin. Dies Saturni. Old English. Saturnestig. Middle English. Saturday. Modern English. Saturday. Ancient significance. Saturn was the Roman god of agriculture and time, and his festival, Saturnalia, was one of the biggest celebrations in ancient Rome. Cultural practices. Romance languages largely abandon Saturn's name, using terms derived from the Sabbath, for example, Sabato in Spanish, Sabato in Italian. In Judaism, Saturday, Shabbat, is the sacred day of rest. In Hinduism, Saturday, Shon-Ivar, is associated with Shani, Saturn, a deity linked to karma and discipline. Summary of language evolution. Roman influence. The original names were based on the planetary gods in Latin. Germanic adaptation. The Germanic tribes adopted the system but replaced Roman deities with their own. Old English. The names were formalized as Christianity spread in England. Modern English. With linguistic evolution, spellings changed, but the origins remain clear. Conclusion. The 7-day week has remained remarkably consistent across different cultures, despite linguistic and religious variations. The planetary and mythological influences have been adapted and reshaped over time, showing how ancient traditions still impact our modern perception of time. That was your daily dose of etymology in 9 minutes. Presented to you by Arabella. I hope to see you soon in the next video. Please like, share, and if you have not already done so, consider subscribing to this channel.